some basic psychology before we get into the hypnosis. Okay, so you have two hemispheres in the brain. You've got your intellect and you've got your emotion. And in the middle, there's a little box, clickers away, but I'll tell you about that later. So you've got your intellect, which deals with your mathematic and your logic. Then you've got the emotional side that deals with your emotions and your creativity. Now, there was a famous science physician called M.A. I think I've said that right, that said if there's conflict between the intellect and the emotion will always win. Okay, so for instance, say you had an argument with, I don't know, your partner, boyfriend, family, and you keep it going in your head for minutes and hours after, and it just amplifies and amplifies and amplifies, and then all of a sudden you stop and you think, oh, wish I hadn't done that, wish I hadn't said that. That's because when there's conflict, the emotion will always override the intellect. Okay, so to see if your emotions are overriding your intellect, okay, I want you to just put your hand out for me, like that, and close your eyes. Okay, now I want you to imagine, and I want you to only imagine now, with that powerful imagination of yours, that you have got a lemon in your hand. So just imagine, and only imagine now, that you have a big, heavy lemon in your hand. Okay? And now I want you to take that lemon in your hand and I want you to put it up to your nose and I want you to smell that lemon now. And I want you to smell all the zestiness of that lemon. And I want you to imagine now taking a bite of that lemon and feeling all the juices in your mouth, hit the back of your throat, the zinginess. Just imagine that now.
That's weird. I can feel my mouth watering. That's odd. I can feel the watery mouth but not taste any, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I just feel the cheeks going.
Okay, so where's the lemon?
It was in my hand, obviously, but, you know.
Where's the lemon?
It's weird. You can taste it. Not taste the lemon, but you can taste, like, the water.
Yeah.
You can taste the saliva building up.
Yeah. So, if there's conflict between the emotion and the intellect, the emotion's going to win. Because you have no lemon in your hand.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay?
It's weird. It's still going.
Okay, so the little box in between fight, flight, freeze, fight, flight, freeze, fight, flight, freeze. This is what happens with the amygdala. Sits just in the back of your nose. There's lots of other components in there, but the amygdala is what causes your fight, flight, freeze response. So your fight is your verbal, physical. Your flight is you're going to run. Your freeze is you're going to curl up in a ball, basically. So in your day-to-day life, you'll probably notice that at some point you're either fighting, flying, or you're freezing. Your fight, flight, freeze response. Fight, flight, freeze, fight, flight, freeze. Now, if I went like that and you flinched, why did you flinch?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. So your fight, flight, freeze kicks in.
Yeah.
And then you learn from that. So you learn not to happen. So what happens is you've got your fight, flight, freeze. I threw the ball at you and your amygdala went like this.
Oh.
What happens is you have steroids and enzymes and electrical pulses that come out of that. And then what happens is you learn responses. So like, if you burnt yourself, for instance, so I've burnt myself on an iron. So now what I always do is I always feel the iron. I don't obviously touch it, but I put my hand close to it to see if there's heat coming off it before I do anything with that iron, because I've learned that if I touch that bit of the iron, it's going to burn me. You know? So that's what happens with all of that. And so what my job is to do is, through hypnosis, is what we do is we just pick out all the bits that you don't need, so that eventually you close. So all your stresses, phobias, you know, you get rid of all of them, because that's when it's like this, and then it eventually closes. Okay? So we are, if you hold that, we are like,
this ain't gonna do anything. Like, I ain't gonna get shocked or buzzed or anything like this, because I'm sat here waiting now. You know that, don't you?
No. So we're like batteries, and when you run a battery down, obviously, you know, with your stresses and phobias and everything else, it's like you're draining a battery. And so what we need to do is recharge that battery. So what we do is, if you hold my hand at the end of that and pass me the other end, we then start energizing it so that you recharge.
Okay.
You've got stresses and stuff in your life, take them out, and then you've got a free flow of energy. Alright? You look confused.
Some voodoo going on over here, I'm telling you that much.
So, are you ready to go into hypnosis?
Yeah.